The Limitless Journey podcast is a project that is dedicated to sharing the stories of young people who are challenging the status quo and positively impacting their communities with the sole purpose of motivating others to take action and live their best life or dreams. My name is Success Yole Areeveso, and I will be your host this season. In cyber security and medicine, Dawodu Oluwananumi is making waves and contributing his quota to the society. As we discussed in this episode, Dawodu is using cyber security to solve healthcare issues, and he has won several international prizes for his work. Who says you have to fit in the box? With your skills and resources, you can help solve community problems. As a medical student and cybersecurity analyst, Dawodu Oluwananumi is creating a name for himself. This is the Limitless Journey podcast, and I am so glad that you are here. I hope you enjoyed this conversation too. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the Limitless Journey podcast. I'm super excited about this. And of course, I'm going to be having another conversation with an amazing individual. And his name is Dawodu Joshua Oluwananumi. He's a medical student and a cyber security analyst. Just a quick backstory. I knew Dawodu from LinkedIn. I knew about him from LinkedIn, and his profile caught my attention as a social impact leader, and his work with advocating for good health, and also the fact that he was winning a whole lot of fellowships and getting awards back to back in the social impact space. And then I knew at that particular point in time that I had to follow him. And fast forward to October 2021, we met at the Young Professionals Bootcamp. So Dawodu and I were both fellows of the Young Professionals Bootcamp 2021. And that was how we connected. And it's such a great honor and privilege to have you here with me. Dawodu, thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. I'm really grateful. So, how are you doing? Hope your day went well as well too.
Yes, thank you very much, Success. I'm doing great. I'm quite all right.
I think I had the same experience as well, aside from the fact that my day was a little bit stressful with so much work. I think I had a great day as well too. So can you tell us a little bit more about you, your background, what it is like growing up? Let the listeners know more about you.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Dawodu Oluwananumi. As Success has rightly said, I'm a cybersecurity analyst, and I'm also my final year in medical school. I'm passionate about healthcare and technology. I lead research in Drive Nigeria, where we are focused on reducing the prevalence of hepatitis B virus in Nigeria across various states. Carried out a lot of medical outreaches. We've done a lot of partnerships with corporates and religious bodies, and my social impact also extends to Rotary and Rotaract. The current, or let's say outgoing, district medical director for Rotaract District 9110, covering Lagos State and Ogun State. And I have vast experience in volunteering, research, and in technology, most especially cybersecurity, penetration testing, security analysis, vulnerability scanning, and security operations center analysis, and also incident response, threat intelligence, and the likes. So that's just a brief summary about me, and I also love volunteering a lot, most especially, volunteering for medical outreaches and just helping people basically and making the world a better place. That's it.
Wow, amazing. Actually, I completely even forgot about you being a part of Rotaract, right? Rotaract organization. It's a global organization as well too. Yeah, thank you so much. So from your explanation about what you do and your introduction about yourself, you mentioned that you have like a vast experience with volunteering. So my question would be, I also love volunteering as well too, and I've been involved with so many volunteering projects. ensuring that they impact the community positively. So my question would be, what does volunteering mean to you? And how did you start volunteering?
All right, thank you for that question. Volunteering means different things to different people, and it's an act of selfless service, committing to a cause or a social injustice, and trying to make your community a better place, one project at a time. And my volunteering journey dated back to my days in 100 level, 200 level in my former school, and now back to Lagos State University. I volunteer for medical outreaches, help them in the coordination, help them in taking blood pressure, help them in attending to people, sharing food items, sharing drugs, and also giving health talks across schools, religious bodies, corporate organizations, and programs and different programs. And I find out that a lot of these health talks and health awareness initiatives instituted were actually they came in handy for people, because a lot of people are not aware, are ignorant of basic health information, which is supposed to be all over across the internet, maybe because of inability to access the internet, or low level of education. Most of these people don't have access to this basic health information. And by doing this, you would have solved a lot of problems ahead. You would have, actually prevented a lot of diseases, because prevention, like they say, is actually, the best, and it's better than the curative or the therapeutic method of, solving or treating diseases. So, especially, let me cite example, telling someone things to do to prevent him or herself from contracting COVID-19 is actually better than waiting for such person to contract the virus and now telling him or her what to do to get healed from the viral infection. So you would have saved that person from spreading in the first instance, and you'd have made the community a better place, and reduce the number of people that would have gotten infected from COVID-19. So basically, volunteering makes the world a better place. The world is in shambles already. A lot of people just care about themselves, and by the time we have young people like myself, like yourself, come out and volunteer our time, our skills, our talents, our resources, share our knowledge, and we have a lot of people emulate us and do the same thing. By so doing, we already have a large community of volunteers making and ensuring that we tackle different social injustices, ranging from healthcare, to education, to industry, to technology, to economy, to climate change, and the likes, all towards improving and fostering the sustainable development goals towards the 2030 agenda.
Wow, thank you so much. That's like a very detailed analysis of what volunteering is all about. I think for me, volunteering is something that impacts the world positively, not just the world, but also people around us. And I've also had experiences where I've seen other young people like myself would come up and say things to me that, so I started volunteering because I was really inspired with how you were also volunteering with this organization to impact their own community, or trying to provide food for people, or going for school program or school projects rather. So in all of these experiences, you mentioned about COVID-19, and funny enough, 2020 was a very strategic year, or will I call it a very good year in a way, good or bad year. But in 2020, did you have any experience with volunteering with any projects as well during COVID-19? Did you offer your skills or anything like that in 2020?
Yes, in 2020, I was first volunteering with the Lagos State Ministry of Health as a call center agent for COVID-19. Then I moved on to Contact Solutions, a company that was outsourced by the Lagos State government to help take charge of the COVID-19 call center and also supervising, call center agents on COVID-19, providing knowledge about the preventive measures of COVID-19. So I did that for a while and also organized, sessions to create awareness about the preventive measures and, necessary information that the general public need to know about COVID-19. So that was what I was doing for quite a number of weeks. I think about 3 or 4 months thereabouts during the pandemic before we finally resumed school.
Oh, wow. That's really inspiring. I think for me, during the pandemic, I was very much involved with my personal development, looking for programs to sign up in and then just improve my skills and also build my network as well. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. From all of your volunteering experience, do you have like a particular project or experience that you worked on that had a positive impact on you?
Yes, so most of our projects is not always about me. It's about the community, it's about the people we're trying to serve, it's about the number, the impact factor, it's about the outcome of the project and the number of people that have been helped by such projects. More or less, considering our medical outreaches where we screen and vaccinate people against hepatitis B virus, we try and provide health talk, give awareness, counsel people on hepatitis B vaccine, and ensure their uptake and collection of the vaccine. And we notice that a lot of people at the end of the day try and have a change of narrative concerning the vaccine and uptake of the vaccine. So that to me is fulfilling enough, and I think I will look forward to doing more of that and ensure that virtually a huge number of persons take hepatitis B vaccine to safeguard the community from coming down with an acute or chronic hepatitis B infection, which is a serious liver disease that can be debilitating if not taken care of. And considering my work, I've been able to gather a few accolades as a result of this. The Diana Award and the YEF Global Award, which I won alongside Shoyemi. So that has been the whole summary so far.
Oh wow, that's really inspiring. How did you feel when you got the notification that you won those awards? And for you, what was the first thing that came to your mind at that particular moment?
Okay, so for me, it was a testament that we're solving a very vital social injustice or social challenge, because it is at times, as a young person, when you are trying to contribute to the society, you oftentimes feel your contributions or your efforts are inconsequential, meaning that they really do not add much value to the society. So by getting recognized for your work, it shows that you are really solving a very vital or important issue in the community, and that gives is more fulfilling and gives more energy to drive further.
I think I really agree with that. Most times when we are recognized for our efforts or for the impact that we are trying to make, it actually not also affect us, but also others. It makes people have this sense of feeling that, oh, if this person can actually do this, I believe that I can actually do that as well. And then we can see that our life, we also try to, inspire other young persons as well too. So yeah, from your experience as well, I think you've really done a really great job as a medical student, volunteering to ensure that people live a good and a healthy lifestyle, which is really inspiring as well too. And also, you've been able to combine all of these with your
medical student work, and then I also noticed that you switched, or will I say you switched into tech, or you decided to get a tech skill. So do you think that all of this volunteering experience that you've had contributed to you taking that particular path?
Okay, so I won't say I switched into tech. What I would say is that I am leveraging technology. I'm not switching.
Yeah.
Switching means you are changing from a particular role to another role. I'm not switching, but I'm leveraging technology. And what do I mean by leveraging technology? Technology has come to a position where it has affected every part of our doings. Even the way we volunteer, the way we add value to the society, the way we reach out, our social advocacy, the way we even solve all the societal injustice. If you look at the end-SARS protest, for example, you see that technology, social media really played a major role in escalating the whole protest and converging people on social media to fight a particular social injustice. And that's the power of technology, and which social media is a tool in that regard. So I just feel leveraging technology in what I do, trying to see how I can use technology to my advantage. And I find out that since you really can't take volunteering from me, I even in recent times ended up teaching young girls on cyber security. And that's more or less to see that volunteering never stops. It's a continual effect which you tend to do regardless of whatever engagement you find yourself doing. It's just more like a lifestyle already. So let's leverage technology instead of switch to technology, because technology will always be a part of whatever thing we are doing. So more or less leveraging technology.
Wow. I like the fact that you said that volunteering never leaves us, and the fact that you are trying to also, use all your experiences as well to teach young girls cybersecurity. And it is really, really inspiring as well to add. So in all these things that you've been doing for the community, have you ever had any naysaying, that is like people talking down or speaking down on your work? Because I believe that there'll be other young people that will be listening to this, and even for me, while I was still a student, I used to get all these kind of side comments from other people. They'll say, why are you trying to do this? It doesn't make any sense, because they can't really understand it. So have you been able to manage all those negative comments and ensuring that you still put your best in your work and show up in the best way that you can?
All right, so showing up is not an option. It's compulsory. We show up at all times to work we do, because our superpower usually lies in our ability to continually show up and prove to the world that we really mean business. And what I'm saying is that when you even start a project, you don't expect yourself to see the result of the project immediately. It will take time. So I believe in whatever you do, time is of an essence. Giving each project time, giving each ambition time, giving each ambition time basically, and ensuring that I get better at whatever thing I'm doing, day by day. And for naysayers and people trying to belittle the work that we do, and that's one of the reasons why there are accolades to show, there are international recognitions to show for it. It shows that if you don't really recognize what this young person is doing, there's an international community somewhere that sees value in what this person is doing, and that literally means a lot. And that's why people, communities like that give young people awards to further tell you that we see you, we appreciate you, we honor you, and keep pushing. So the end goal is that the end of the project we actually justify the means. So the final result, the number of lives impacted, the number of people who have benefited, who can actually give testimony, number of testimonials actually speak a lot and say, because of you, I've been able to take the hepatitis vaccine because of you. I've been able to take the hepatitis vaccine because of you. I've completed my hepatitis vaccine dose. You've literally saved these young people from coming down with acute or chronic hepatitis infection, which can actually be debilitating and can actually lead to death. It can lead to chronicity. Liver cancer can result to death because this hepatitis B infection does not really have a cure. You live with it literally all through your life, and you just manage it symptomatically. Yes. So I've had a couple of.
What's the cause of? I said, what's the cause of hepatitis B? Right? That's what you call it.
Yes, it's caused by a viral infection that can be spread through, sharing of needles, blood transfusion, sex, and wound exposure, and all of that.
Wow. I didn't know it was
so
deadly.
It's deadly. I've had a couple of people, say because of me, they've been able to get the vaccine, this and that. Just doing an head count of the number of people we've literally saved from getting this infection, spreading to their partners, to their spouses, and just creating an havoc of this viral infection. So more or less, and also screening, also discovering people with this infection early, picking them in the remote areas where there is little or no health, care service, where healthcare service cannot reach them, and providing them with the information and how to protect themselves against this viral infection. Also, is fulfilling for us because we've been able to help and save in life. So all of this put together is more fulfilling and rings a bell than whatever any naysayer is saying concerning the work we do. So we know our work is important, and at this crucial time where the healthcare service and the healthcare status of the country is in a state of dilemma, we are at a very critical point where our services are urgently needed.
It's really amazing. I never knew. I knew that hepatitis B is actually deadly because I've seen like a lot of campaigns or awareness around it actually. But I do know that it could have this ripple effect on someone if it's actually not taken care of properly. And it's so amazing that you're actually doing this work. And what you said about people saying, giving bad things or saying believing your work is something that I actually agree with. As long as if you're not recognized in your own community, there will be other international organizations. That is why all those awards that you've gotten is actually there. And also people's testimony saying that yes, because of you I did this. And I've also seen a lot of that as well from some of the programs that you guys have organized at last. So what do we call it? I've forgotten the full name of the shortened name of last Lagos State University Medical School, something like that.
SUNSA.
Okay, I think I've seen a whole lot of that as well too. So yeah, in the fact that you are now growing your experience as a cyber security analyst, what aspect has become more important to you, and why do you think there is a need for you to focus more on this aspect of cybersecurity, or is there a way that you are trying to streamline your work as well too? And how are you combining it or leveraging with this skill to solve healthcare problems?
Okay, that's quite complex because most often people find it difficult to draw a line between cybersecurity and medicine. But however, you see an aspect of technology that should also be incorporated into healthcare systems and digital health, or let's say health tech as it were. So cybersecurity is all about securing your information across the internet and ensuring your information across the internet is safe, and securing organizations, individual organizations, and government agencies on the internet. And leveraging technology or cybersecurity as it were. But first, let me talk about the way I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on incident response. Incident response, majorly on SOC. SOC means Security Operations Center. And what SOC does is that we monitor logs, we investigate logs, we create alerts, we raise tickets, and we also investigate, any cyber breach on the internet. I want to hope you understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand, I can explain.
You can explain, because I'm trying to understand, because you're saying you raise tickets, you secure logs. Explain it to us in case someone wants to even learn cyber security self.
So what we do basically is we try and monitor, try and watch out for cyber criminals on the internet, and monitor their cyber criminals' their behaviors on the internet, and watch out for these regular attacks that they use to exploit weak or vulnerable web pages, websites, or let me better put, infrastructures on the internet. There are a lot of infrastructures on the internet, like websites, your mobile app, your web resources on the internet. So basically, what the cyber criminals are after is that they need to exploit or spoof this information, this sensitive information from the internet, and exploit it, use it for their financial advantage, or sell it to other cyber criminals. So for SOC now, what SOC does is that SOC is a constant monitoring of these anomalies or these behaviors on the internet, and watch out for common attacks or common attacks and unusual behaviors on the internet, and we try and ensure they are corrected or escalated to an incident responder or the manager currently on shift. So all this can be applied to healthcare, can be applied to volunteering, because like I said, I teach people cyber security, and also for digital health security now, for developed countries that use electronic medical records. What cyber criminals do after is that they need to get your sensitive medical records so that they can use it to access healthcare services free of charge at your own cost, because they're trying to steal your credentials or your information. And also, they are in constant efforts in getting your credit card details to be able to have unauthorized privilege to your account and use up your funds to buy stuff online, access healthcare, and if you notice, healthcare in developed countries are not cheap, very expensive. So for those who have their health insurance number protected or their health insurance details protected, cyber criminals can actually make use of it and exploit it. So digital security, cyber security comes in handy in all aspects, both in the fintech, health tech, and even the mobile tech, that's in the mobility companies, the Bolt, Uber, and the Shuttlers. So it comes in handy in all of these digital products because of the emergence of cyber criminals across the internet. There are quite a number of them, and a lot of them now, young people in their middle age, trying to use other people's resources on the internet for their advantage. So that's where cybersecurity comes in, and digital security.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing all this. And I think I really like the whole idea about cybersecurity. So what people are basically trying to do, I'm saying people are basically trying to do is to prevent us from any form of attack from the internet, and ensuring that we are safe on the internet, especially those of us that do businesses, entrepreneurs as well, trying to save our accounts, our details, and ensuring that criminals don't get access to this as well, right? In a layman terms,
Yes.
that's what you guys are trying to do. And it's really nice and cool. So if someone wants to get into cybersecurity or someone wants to learn that skill, where are like the places that they can go to on the internet to search for them, or are there courses or trainings or programs that you can recommend?
Yes, all right. So there are a lot of programs going on, most especially for women. Women are at a very fair advantage now. We have the Women Tech Stars going on by Tech for Dev. Is always coming up in cohorts by cohorts. Women Tech Stars. We have Cyber Girls, majorly on cyber security. We have DG Girls, and we also have various programs from Mitiva and the Bob, and also the online courses on Udemy, Coursera, where you can just get knowledge on cyber security, and also this Cisco networking courses on their website. You can go to that's the Cisco Academy on the internet. Check Cisco Academy to take you to the webpage that contain courses on networking, cybersecurity, essentials, and the likes. Then we are trying to delve into other areas of cybersecurity, like penetration testing. You can use TryAcme. It's also available on the internet to get your skills on penetration testing, ethical hacking, and the likes. So it's a highly evolving field, and you need to keep updating yourself, learning more about cybersecurity, breaches and latest strengths and attacks to keep yourself up to date.
Wow, thank you so much. So I think you've done
welcome.
I think you've done justice telling those of us, that's those people that don't have a tech skill, not including me. So if you don't have a tech skill and you're looking for which one to learn, I think cybersecurity is also a good one for you as well. So there are different places that you can learn, and Dawodu has already helped us with that. So I want to know how you're managing your time, because time management is a very tricky thing. So you are a final year student at medical school at Lagos State University, right? And then you are also doing social impact by the side, because I still used to see some of your projects online. And then you are also now teaching young girls, because I think all these things will take so much of your time. How do you try as well to balance it all, ensuring that one doesn't start failing?
Okay, so extremes are actually very easy. Striving for balance is difficult, and that's the most challenging part of everything I do. Trying to strike a balance between reading, giving out time to volunteer, giving out time to learn tech, giving out time to practice tech, giving out time to teach tech, and all of this. I feel a part of it is what I just love doing, and trying to give out 1 or 2 hours of my time will not be too difficult, but it's a very challenging thing to do, considering the high demand of medical school. And I just try and prioritize whatever thing that is on ground. If I have exams coming, you really won't see me going around and trying to volunteer. I just stick to my books, read for my exams, and ensure I pass the exams, move on, and in my free time, mostly on weekends, see if I can commit my time to volunteering and learning anything I need to learn on tech, or teach anybody I need to teach on tech, depending on the engagement I'm currently doing at that moment. So all of these are what keeps me going, and that's it.
Wow, I like the fact that you said some people say give 2 hours of your time or something like that, but it's as easy as it sounds. It's not something that is actually easy to do, and also prioritizing what is important for you at the moment. I agree that balancing your time can be very difficult as well too. I'm also experiencing that phase as well, so I try to give my time. It's true now. I'm experiencing it. I try to give my time to what is actually important for me, and I also used your tactics when I was still in school. People are the ones that are still doing medical school. You're the one that went to school for 6 years. So, but when I was still a student. Sorry. When it's time for exams, I used to read my book. So at this point in time, I'm going to be calling you Tech Bro because you've done an amazing job doing social impact. You conquered that field, and now you're also doing cybersecurity and impacting the lives of other young women or other young girls like myself, which is really inspiring. So I'm almost getting towards the end of this conversation, and I must say I've really learned a lot from you and from your work, and it's really inspiring that you started something like this, and also the fact that you are getting recognized for it as well. So do you have any project that you are currently working on? If you do, and if you want to share with our community, is there a way some people want to join? Some people really like medical students for some very strange reasons. I don't know why. So if you have any project that you're currently working on and you think it is open for people that want to volunteer or people that want to reach out to you, you can as well share with us.
Okay, so my project always part-time depending on what's on my table, actually, because for now, the project I'm overseeing is the blood donation project, which is in commemoration of the World Blood Donation Day in June 14, and we are doing that together with Lagos State Ministry of Health, that's the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Bank, and together with all other youth-led organizations, and that's the closest project I have on ground. And also, in commemoration of the World Hepatitis Day in July 24, we are also looking at organizing an outreach in that regards. That's through L-Drive Nigeria. We're also looking at organizing an outreach in that regards. So I don't know which one the community would like to jump on, but as time goes by, I would share the information too, so that everyone can be informed and keep abreast of any latest projects that is happening that can benefit them.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. So this is going to be like my final question. So every of my episodes that I've recorded so far, I ensure I ask my guests this particular question. You've had an incredible time with...
Yeah, so sorry, the World Hepatitis Day is July 28th, not 24, sorry.
Okay, July 28th. All right, cool.
Yes. It's on a Thursday.
I think this episode will be out before then. This episode is supposed to be out before then. So if you have any questions, and if you're a medical student or you are someone that is interested in healthcare, do well to send me a message or reach out to me. And I think I would also put Dawodu's social media handles on the description of this podcast, so you can also look out for where you can reach out to him on LinkedIn, Twitter, and other places that is quite active. What other social media platforms are you active? Are you more active on? So just
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, right? Okay, so I will ensure I put his LinkedIn profile down below, so you can always connect with him.
LinkedIn, Twitter, and Twitter too.
Okay, LinkedIn and Twitter, I will definitely put it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the insight.
Thank you, success,
that you've given us. So the final question I'm going to be asking you, or the final thing we're going to be talking about, is how you've dealt with failures. You've done a lot. So I'm sure that there must be one experience that your eye will have seen things. You just be like, I beg, let everybody just leave me alone. So at that particular point in time, how did you handle your failure? How did you handle that experience? And how did it shape who you are right now?
Yes, failures are not strange things in our journey. We always encounter stumbling blocks, challenges, failures, and really, I think it's really about how we handle them. Most times, that's what determines the outcome. How we handle them, what approach do we give during the times we were down, and how did we jack back up and use that as a point of as a point of, inspiring other people, gathering strengths and forging on in our journey. And I just feel that they are actually just temporary setbacks that are instituted along the line to actually teach us a lesson. And if we dwell too much on the pain or on the effects, on the temporary effects of the failure, we will actually miss out on the purpose on why we actually fail. There's a purpose why we fail, and it's to bring us back to a point of reflection on our journey and see if we are really committed to why we actually started whatever thing we are doing. And if you can really define your why at that point, it shows you are really heading for something great and something even bigger than what you actually thought you were doing. And it's a point of reflection, tracing, connecting the dots. And more importantly, if we actually dwell too much on the pain, we miss out on the purpose and the lesson we're supposed to learn from those failures. Those failures are, carefully created and put along the line in our journey to teach us a lesson that we can only learn by doing.
All right, thank you so much for sharing everything that you've actually been a part of and how you've been able to manage all those experiences. So we've gotten to the final part of this particular episode. So what are your final words for young people and also other medical students as well that will be listening to this, and people that are trying to combine their studies with another project, or maybe with their business, or maybe trying to learn a new skill? So what do you think you have to say to them?
Okay, so what I'll just say is take out time, relax, and take it easy with yourself. Because the race is actually a marathon and not a sprint. It's a very long ride, especially those in medical school who studying for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, depending on any delay along the line, based on strike or any break. So the race is a marathon, not a sprint. You can actually become better at whatever thing you're doing. If it's volunteering, with time you become better. You begin to volunteer intentionally and do your work well. If you are starting out a project and initiative, you begin to find better ways of becoming a better person and providing better services to the community. And if you are trying to jump on any type of career, learning your skills one lesson at a time will actually really help for you to become a better person. And I really hope that we all take volunteering serious, because that's the only way we can make the world a better place. That's the only way we can contribute effectively to our society, no matter how big or how small we are, and regardless of the field we find ourselves, be it tech, medicine, health, education, climate change, law, wherever we find ourselves. I know, people who volunteer their law knowledge or law profession to help, bail people out of prison, help provide full education for, young people, and all do that voluntarily. So there are a lot of things we can actually do, regardless of whatever career field we find ourselves, whatever area of specialization we currently are in. So the whole idea is to make the world a better place wherever you find yourselves. That's it. Thank you very much, Success. I really appreciate you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I'm really grateful, and I'm so sure that this episode is really going to, inspire other young people as well. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. At this point in time, I was still going to continue calling you big man, and I will still add tech bro to it. I'm going to add tech bro to it because you're really doing an amazing I don't take this or this episode or you showing up at this particular point in time for granted. Thank you so much. And if you are listening and you have any questions for him, or you're looking for ways to improve in your skill or something like that, I would ensure, like I said earlier, I would ensure that I put his social media handles on the description of this podcast, so you can always find this in any platform that you're listening to this particular episode. And also do well to follow the Limitless Journey podcast on our social media. That's on Instagram. I'm currently on Instagram, and also you can follow me on LinkedIn and Instagram as well too. So thank you so much everyone for sticking by. I hope you've learned a thing or two from this episode. You can also be a medical student, you can volunteer, you can impact the world, and you can do all those things, and you don't have to fix in the boss. Even if people are saying it's not possible, you just have to go all out and do it, because you believe in yourself and you believe that you can stand out in your own particular field. So I hope to see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for listening once again, if you listen to the end actually. So thank you everyone, and have a lovely day. Bye.